Oh, what a wonderful morning. Oh, what a wonderful day. I got this really big feeling. Everything's going my way. Here we are, my favorite place, the bathroom. And what is my video going to be today? Well, it's going to be something having to do with one of these light switches. And see this light switch here? Look at this. There's cracks right there. This is a 15-year-old dimmer switch. And I've never really seen a dimmer switch like that with the light just up there. Have you ever seen that? Most of the dimmer switches I see nowadays, the whole thing here lights up. I've never really seen one like that. But you see little hairline cracks in it? Mommy picked that up the other day. And they are, in fact, cracks. And I think they're cracked all the way through the switch. And if your fingers are wet, let's say, and you've just washed your hands, and you go to turn this, if this gets any bigger, the water could go through there or something. You could get shocked by this light switch. That's something I'm going to have to replace. Now, that's not exactly what I'm going to be doing today, but that's something I wanted to show you. And here, see this? Here, see this dimmer? It's got a little round thing up there too, but look at the dimmers that, well, this is not a dimmer. Oh, that's a lit switch, and that whole thing lights up. And man, I thought those were the dimmers, but I believe I put dimmers in before where this whole area lights up, not just the little dots. I'm going to have to take a look at that. And I've actually noticed, look at this one here. You see there? Oh no, what happened with that? There's little marks on there, and Mommy saw that one too. She wants me to replace those, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But I've got to go to the store and get some lit dimmer switches. I'll show you that another time. And you know, I thought these were lit dimmers, but they're, and I just recently put these in, but I don't think these light up for some reason. This was a three-way dimmer switch. I'm kind of getting off track here, bear with me, but those other ones were cracked. And you see this one here, look at that, and it's not too bad there. But you see this other light switch here? Do you see what I'm seeing here? There's a, let's see if I can't get you in there at a different angle. See that right in there? There's a scratch all the way through it. It's not cracked necessarily, but I don't like that. And I'm going to go ahead and replace that and that. See, that's for my fan. And you see, that's something else I'm going to have to do one of these days. Hear how loud it is? That's a 15-year-old exhaust fan. I'm going to have to take that motor assembly down and see if I can't get a different one at the store, a whole motor assembly, and replace that so I don't have to replace the entire exhaust fan. That's going to be another time, but for this particular video, I'm going to take this switch out. This is a single pole light switch, even though it's for the exhaust fan, okay? And that's what the video is going to be about. If you want to see that, stick around. Now, speaking of those other switches, I've replaced in here. I've replaced these three-way dimmer switches, and there used to be a dimmer, or there used to be just a three-way switch. There's a paddle switch that was right here for these lights up here. But if we change the lights, these used to be a different type of wall sconce, and we thought we'd change them to these LEDs. And I wanted a three-way dimmer switch, and I thought, I wonder if LEDs will dim, and lots of three-ways will dim. So that's what I ended up doing there. And then in some other places, I took regular light switch and changed it out to a dimmer switch. Whenever I did that, I would just, if the switch was still good, I'd save it. And that's what I've done. And that's why I've got some other light switches for that. I don't even have to buy any light switches. I've got some switches here, some old switches. This happens to be a single pole light switch, and it still works fine, and that's why I saved it. This is a white one, and you see I've got another one. Here's another one here. That's a regular, and I thought I had, oh, I've got an actual, see, this one here is an old one. Oh, that's a regular one too. I thought I had a three-way light switch, and it's really easy to tell the difference, and I was going to show you that, but I'm not sure if I got one. Oh, here it is. Let's just see what a three-way, see, a three-way dimmer switch. See, it's got two screws over here and it's got another one there, and usually one of those screws is a dark screw. See, I know that's a three-way switch, even though it probably doesn't say on there anywhere. See, this one here is ground screw, and it's got two screws on the side. That's a single pole light switch. This is a three-way switch. This is the one I'm going to install, the single pole light switch. Okay, now the first thing that you need to realize is you've got to shut the power off. And I shut the power off, and I found out that the light was on one circuit, and it just so happened that the exhaust fan in this bathroom was on the same circuit. Now sometimes that's not the case, okay? This could be possibly on a different circuit. So when you check it, make sure you've got all the power off to your light fixture box. Sometimes you've got more than one circuit in there, believe it or not. Okay, so I'm gonna be replacing this. Remember, it had the big scratch marks in there, and this is one that I've saved from before. And see, some of these paddles don't have the nice trim around the side. This one does, some don't. This one's got the line around it, and I want to try to keep like for like because it's got this same type all the way around inside the condo. Okay, and you know, I saved this because it's still good. I didn't need to throw it away or anything, and I'm going to save myself a few dollars. I mean, this paddle switch, if you were to go to the store and get one, it could be, $3 or so. This is a single pole light switch. And what does single pole mean? It means that this switch is dedicated only up for one thing. And this is a single pole too, because this was only for one thing. That was for the light above the bathroom sink. But if you have a switch that you can turn on and off a light at this place and somewhere else around the corner somewhere, and you have two light switches to control one light fixture, then it would be called a three-pole light switch. Okay, but we're just doing the single pole, and I'm kind of at an awkward position here. I'm trying to reach over the counter so I don't get in your way. I don't have any light in here. I've got my trouble light in here. And so that's why you're probably going to see maybe some shadows, but I'm trying to do the best I can. Hey, I'm just an average Joe, remember? But you know what? Average Joe does good. If I can do it, you can do it. That's what most of my videos on my channel are about. How to fix things yourself and save some money around the house. And if I can do it, certainly you can do it. Okay? Now, this one switch looks crooked, but I don't think it is. And that's up and down. Now see, when I take this switch out, when I put this back on, I want them to line up. Now, what I could do is I can take my felt tip pin, I could put a mark straight above that. Now I can't do it there because the sheetrock was cut too low, but that's okay. I can line it up, and if I have to, once I get it in, then I can check this out, and if I have to move something, I'll move this over and line it all up and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so once I got it to there, I'm going to undo the mounting screws down here. Boy, that one wasn't going in very far, was it? That's because the box is pushed back inside the wall a little bit, and I'll just have to see if I can reuse the same screws, because see this top screw, look at that. That top screw is not a standard mounting screw. See that? They use something different with coarse threads. And look at their mounting screw on the bottom. Look how short it was. And it was barely going into the plastic box. I'm going to have to put, you know what? For that bottom screw, I'm going to use a drywall screw, 1.25 inch drywall screw. And before I pull that out, let me show you what that looks like. And that's the mounting, that's the type of screws I'm going to use. I'm not really going to use these because the box is way back in there. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, these mounting screws on this light switch I'm not going to use. That's okay. I'll show you a drywall screw next.